Hi everybody. So, which way is the little, there it is. Sorry, I was trying to figure out which way to look. Today I'm going to kind of tell you why I don't talk about the exact steps I do in my diet. One of the reasons is everybody's different. What works for me might not work for you, and I really don't want to give false hope to people that are really trying to accomplish something when they could have gone on their own path and accomplished it instead of following exactly what I'm doing and failing. So, on that note, I'm going to talk about diet pills. And, I've been overweight for a real long time, so I've tried just about all of them from, over-the-counter to prescription. So, I recently got roped into another, gimmick of Garcinia cambogia, which made me want to talk about this. So first I'm going to talk about the majority of over-the-counter diet pills. Things like Zenadrin and Xantrex, Hydroxycut, all those things. They all work on the same basic principle of caffeine. The majority of them are just a lot of caffeine with a bunch of added crap to make you think there's something special. Whenever I took things like that, like especially Xantrex and Hydroxycut and Zenadrin, I thought my heart was going to explode out of my chest. I was so amped up. And one way that caffeine works to suppress your appetite is the higher your blood pressure is, the more nauseous you get. And if you've ever been nauseous, you typically don't want to eat anything. It's not a pleasant experience. And then you get to prescription diet aids. The diet I went on years ago that actually worked because, in part because there was a prescription diet aid that went along with it. It was phentermine. Here's the dangerous part about that. A prescription diet pill or appetite suppressant, in street terms, is speed. It's an amphetamine, and it's addictive. And once you stop taking it, your weight comes back real fast because you never mastered your willpower. It was all done chemically. And when I took that stuff, the weight came off so fast, but I couldn't sleep. I would sleep maybe 2 hours a day because I was just wired all the time. And if I took anything that had caffeine in it, I imagine that's what meth feels like. It was just like constant, so hyper, and it tricks you, and it's dangerous because it tricks you into thinking that you have energy that you don't actually have. And you can pass out, which I did a couple of times because I was on a real strict diet and taking these pills and thinking I could go do stuff, and your body's like, you don't actually have the fuel to do that, so we're going to take a rest now. Then you just pass out. So it's dangerous. You have to be really careful with it. Now here's the Garcinia cambogia. I really don't know any of the science behind this. But they got me with all their ads on their Facebook, and everywhere you look, they're talking about it's a miracle. Well, I will tell you this. I think it does work. But there's a catch. A really uncomfortable, gross catch. I don't know scientifically why they think this stuff works. I know why I think it worked for me. It worked for me the same way I believe a real powerful laxative would have worked. You take, and I use the Garcinia cambogia with green coffee bean extract. And you're supposed to take it, before you eat. You take 2 before you eat. And the first 2 days you can eat whatever you want. You can go off the rails, go crazy. And then the pills start to interact, and violent stomach cramps, gas, and then you just really have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, I think I can figure out why I'm losing some weight. It's not good for you. That's not healthy for you. Maybe it works differently for other people, but for me, just violent stomach cramps. And really poorly timed, it's just gross. I don't even like talking about it. Anyway, there's just like 12 people that watch these things regularly, so it shouldn't be that bad. But anyway, real uncomfortable. And usually what would crack me up is like, I'm like a TV junkie. I love so many different TV shows. Usually like right to the climax of a TV show, that's when it would kick in. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And then I miss like the majority of my show. And that's just not something I'm willing to give up. So it's, yes, it works, sort of, but it's a quality of life issue. It's just taking away too much of my time doing stuff that I don't find very pleasant. So anyway, that's what I think about diet pills. That's why I don't tell you guys specifics of my diet, because I don't want to lead you to do something that works for me. Well, if I stick to it, it works for me. It's a willpower thing. I'm working on that. Thank you, Jessica, for some tips that you gave me. And thank you, Zoe, for your words of encouragement. Anyway, I'm going to go. And I will see you guys next week.